Hi, I'm Barry Rosen.
And I'm Russ Anderson.
Hey, and we're going to discuss today. Oh, wait a second. So, what do you think of this new cab sav that I got? Isn't this good?
Wow, this is awesome. It's complex, it's bold.
Really?
And you know what? I gotta buy some more.
Okay, make sure you give me some. But now that you mentioned wow, that reminds me of the World of Watson 2016 session coming up at the end of October. And we're doing a demonstration of heterogeneous data integration using a hybrid data lake cloud environment.
Yeah, and you know, this session is about taking financial services interested, increasing their current refinancing loan opportunities, leveraging them against newly established hybrid cloud data lake support efforts.
Yep.
And this hybrid cloud data lake environment is composed of not just IBM, on-premise and cloud-based analytic tools, but also non-IBM.
Like what?
Hadoop-based solutions like Cloudera, like Hortonworks. So it's going to include those things. It's also going to include marketing and data science teams, for example, leveraging existing and new data sources within the HEL, within the hybrid cloud data solution support, investigating analysis, deeper data science research, preparation and modeling, contributing, to all of the underlying information governance capabilities.
That's pretty cool.
It's
all the personas that
it's
are around the hybrid.
all covering all the personas. It's fantastic.
So I guess when people come to our session, they're going to learn a lot about the data lake, the data and the containers that it's in, governance, metadata, the roles around how to handle that, which is with the personas, data quality, ingestion, transformation, self-service. Wow, this is going on. Analytics by persona in a hybrid cloud environment. You sure we're going to be able to do that all in 45 minutes?
Well, exactly. I mean,
there's a lot of information that they're going to learn.
There's a lot of information they're going to learn. And, part of the other thing, too, is we're going to have secure gateway connections being shown about how to take your on-prem data, bring it up into the cloud.
Yeah, that's important because, when I'm out on the road, I have clients that ask me a lot of different questions. And there's kind of three major ones I keep hearing. One of them is the hybrid cloud, and what does that mean? And is all the data going to be in the cloud? And if it's not, then I've got the data down on-prem, I've got data in the cloud. How do I make sure it's encrypted and it's there? And
like I said,
what's the security?
Yes.
And
we have the secure gateway. We have these connections you can create to bring your data from on-prem into the cloud.
Yeah, no, and that's important. And then the other question I had was around lineage. So you mentioned before, right? You mentioned, okay, we've got the big insights. We've also got Cloudera. We've got Hortonworks. And a lot of the clients want to be able to take stuff from their source all the way through and have lineage, whether it's for regulatory reporting or just for lineage to know why I'm getting the
and we're going to be talking about that because one of the parts that we're going to be talking about is OpenIGC, which gives you that capability of end-to-end lineage. That is to say, your on-prem lineage to your off-prem and Hadoop type lineage. We're going to be talking about all of that and how you can do that.
And that's going to be like from on-prem to, let's say, up in Bluemix in the cloud, whether it's
we're going to cover. We're covering
the whole
that.
thing.
We're covering everything.
Okay, and then I guess my next question would be, okay, so I have this really large repository or data lake of all this really good information. So now I'm going to be the data scientist or business analyst. So where do I find this information? It seems kind of overwhelming, and I don't know how to set anything up. And
we hear
how do I get?
We hear that quite often. And part of what we include, and folks should understand that with IGC, you can use IGC queries for searching out your data.
Okay.
And part of it also is your admin is going to set up your connections. So once they're set up for you, you don't have to worry about that.
And that's because the admin knows my rights.
The admin understands your rights. He understands what connections you want to set up beforehand. Also, within Watson Analytics, you have the refine capability, explore, predicting, prediction factors with modeling and so forth. Also, this new thing called the data science experience. You can create a simple workbook and do some analytics on your own as a self-service kind of a thing.
And that's that Jupyter work.
It's
thing.
called a Jupyter. Yeah, a Jupyter
And do I need
notebook.
any programming for that, or
No, that's what's so beautiful about it. You can work with it and do ad hoc querying and stuff. It's set up for you to just go in there and quickly come up with something.
That's awesome. So when the clients come to our session, we'll be giving you handouts. You'll be able to download a slide deck that's over 150 slides showing key data integration steps. Even though in the 45 minutes we're going to condense it down, but you'll get the full documentation.
You forgot to
What?
tell them.
Did you have a drink?
I did.
Okay.
You forgot to tell them
What?
that we are going to be available the rest of the week to
Oh, yeah,
show
right,
them
right.
the working demo of this presentation. I mean, it's not just a presentation. This whole thing is a working demo of actually all of these technologies that we put together.
Right, and we proved that out, and part of it, the OpenIGC, is what you kind of developed. And
It's
worked
part
on.
of the solution, and it illustrates the fact that you can work with this software that we're going to be talking about and provide you a solution, give you that data lineage, give you a complete working solution that we validated.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe we should show the people the enterprise hybrid cloud logical architecture with the products.
Fantastic idea.
Okay. All right, so as you can see, we have the enterprise hybrid cloud logical architecture. We're showing the product details. And it's going pretty much left to right. We start with the data sources. So we have some flat files, which is enterprise flat files, and some Freddie Mac information coming in. We also have on-prem the Cloudera environment, the Hortonworks environment. We also have our information server, so we have our governance catalog and information server along with the industry models, and that's taking care of our governance and security piece. And we use DataStage to do some integration. We have an ODS in the data warehouse, which is DB2, and then based on if it's PI information, the private sensitive information, we actually use Optum to mask it. And then to move into the cloud environment, we use the secure gateway that we talked about before, so that it's secure and encrypted. And then we use the DataWorks and DashDB as kind of the sandbox. Do you want to add something?
It's just a self-service kind of an idea where when you have DataWorks and you want to do stuff on your own, you have that capability. So it makes it very easy for you to work on your own. If you have stuff you want to do, you can bring data in as we're showing in the diagram and do analytics or whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. And we're not really impacting the enterprise.
Nope,
at
it's
this
totally
point. It's
totally separate. Yep.
And then we're using in the cloud environment, we're accessing through Hive connectors to Big Insights, and then based on the information that we're working and refining and looking at in our self-service environment, we can then connect through a Watson connector to Watson Analytics. So like you were saying, we could do the refine, we can explore with natural language, we can do some predictive analysis, which Watson has a little bit of SPSS underneath the covers.
But it's very powerful. I mean, it's easy to use, but yet very powerful. And don't forget, you also have the data science experience that we mentioned earlier, where again, you can work with these Jupyter notebooks and do easy to work with analysis on your data, pulling in data, working with any kind of data that you brought up there in the cloud and work with it with this new tool. And it's a fantastic way to work with analytics.
Right. And then I guess a couple final things would be, then we're going to take this information that we find here and bring it back to SPSS to create the actual model to see who would be a target for refinancing, and then run it against our target people that we want to see if they're going to refinance or not.
Exactly. It's a way of folding it right back in and getting the benefit of the analytics and actually providing a great predictive analysis on what are your targets.
And I think, going down the road, not this time around, we're going to eventually get to the streaming computing, which will add to it, and we could get to public sources. That's why we have it kind of X'd out right now.
We hope to see you at our session.
And the session is ASP 1198, a demonstration of heterogeneous data integration using a hybrid cloud data lake. It's on Monday, October 24th, 9 to 9:45 a.m. in Breakers J. Thank you.